What do you envision when you hear the American family? Is it having the perfect job, the perfect car, or the perfect home? Is it having a hardworking husband providing for his beautiful stay-at-home wife with the straight-A student children, a firstborn responsible son, and a well-behaved daughter? This is what I thought the average American family life should be like. Influenced by society's standards and the consumption of entertainment, I dreamed of this family for myself. Yet I became confused. For a time being, my family felt perfect, but it wouldn't last. Growing up with my family, my parents decided to sacrifice their culture to adjust and get by the harsh prejudice of America at the time. I had many role models to look up to. A serious father in his mind a lot. My mother, a survivor, a hustler, a provider. An older brother who has a whole adult life ahead of me. An older sister who's a brainiac at school. And my younger sister, the dance performer. Then there's me, Mitchell Carlos Nguyen. A white first name, a Spanish middle name, and an Asian last name. I'm a first-generation millennial middle child from an immigrant family. My father and his family are from Southeast Asia, Vietnam, who fled the war. My mother was flown by her family from South America, Ecuador. Two different countries and cultures from two different hemispheres of the globe, all for one common goal, a better life. A better life doesn't mean having the perfect family. My family became broken when my father was no longer involved in our lives. To spare the details, my parents separated over immoral decisions. I was 7 years old, hoping for his return. As years went by, I encountered many people who met my father, and they would tell me the same thing, that my father was a good man. Yet, if he was so great, why wasn't he here? My mother kept us busy with sports and dance lessons. These things didn't interest me as much. I was a young boy who wanted to hang out with my friends. Raised by a single mother and surrounded mostly by females, their interests did not align with mine. I started coping with my father's departure by consuming different forms of entertainment, watching movies and TV shows with cliché happy endings. Video games gave me an option to escape my current world, romanticizing with girls on phone calls and text messages. Then the internet became a gateway to reconnect, yet I lost myself in this process. I became a father shortly after high school. My daughter is across the country being raised by her mother, and I felt like I've created a broken family. I felt like a walking contradiction for breaking a promise I made to myself that if I ever started my own family, that I would be there for mine and not be like my father. I shamed myself. I didn't allow myself to be happy because I felt like my happiness has to be my daughter now that I have this new family. I must not be so great if a real man is supposed to be there for his family. I told her mother my truth, that I wasn't ready for fatherhood. I barely met her that year and were a product of lust and cheating, that there wasn't love here. Her words haunt me when she told me you can learn to love. That's exactly what I'm learning now. Was I too late? Learning how to love and care not just for my daughter or my family, but for myself. All my life, people told me that what I should be doing. What was I doing? What am I doing with my life? The truth is, I really don't know. A feeling of yearning to connect and to fit in. A place of belonging and acceptance to replace this hole in my heart. I'm learning about gratitude and forgiveness. The process is painful, but the results should be worth it. I was tired of feeling unworthy, and I found myself turning to two things, writing and my friends. Writing was an outlet of mine I did in my teenage adolescent years, a pen and a notebook to write down my thoughts and emotions to share with no one but myself. Returning to writing became writing poetry. Poetry became raps. Raps turned to songwriting, and songwriting led to music. Music became more than just an art, but a healing process, a time for reflection and expression. My friends gave me support when I felt like I couldn't go to my family. I could rely on them and share what I was going through. I felt like I didn't really fit in. When I speak, I sound white, yet I'm not brown enough to be Spanish or yellow enough to be Asian. I didn't understand my heritage because it wasn't taught to me. My friends are from a variety of different backgrounds and cultures. Spending time with them gave me a different perspective of what a family can look like. We don't have to be the same race or share the same culture to feel accepted. Is this what it means to be American? Sharing my art with my friends led me to attending open mics. Being able to share myself with strangers has helped me discover self-identity and self-care. A place of belonging isn't a destination, but a place you can cultivate. It's funny how your friends and family all started with being absolute, complete strangers. Strangers that can create bonds of trust and care. I'm happy to call my friends my family, a family I didn't know I have. With their love and support, they have shown me that though we don't choose the family we are raised with, we can learn to choose who becomes part of our family. Expressing myself through my art and sharing it with people I care about is what family means to me. This freedom I've taken for granted and utilizing it now feels so uplifting. With this purpose, I know one day I'll reconnect with my daughter and unite with her, and I get to share with her the love and family I've cultivated here. This is what keeps me going, to break my family's generational karma and transform it through my own American way. Thank you.